Did you know how the iPhone came to be what it is today? Keep watching to find out how the iPhone evolved from the first time it was released to the latest model today. Among all the mobile phone brands, iPhone makes the most noise. Whenever the company releases a new model, people always line up the stores to get one for themselves. A lot of people across the planet prefer iPhone over any other cell phone brand. But how did the iPhone start? The first iPhone was released on June 29, 2007, after Steve Jobs' announcement earlier that year at the Macworld convention. There was only 16 gigabytes of storage on the original iPhone, and it could only handle 128 megabytes of memory. As it was in its early years, there was also no App Store yet. Unlike today, the first iPhone camera was only 2 megapixels. The iPhone 3G. The next iPhone is the iPhone 3G, which was released on July 11, 2008. Now, there isn't much difference between this model and the previous one in terms of internal specs, except that this one already had an App Store. This iPhone got its name for its 3G connectivity, which meant access to the internet. The iPhone 3GS was released on June 19, 2009, a year after the iPhone 3G. With this model, Apple introduced the 32 gigabyte storage option. Additionally, the camera got an upgrade to 3 megapixels, and video recording was added as well as voice control. iPhone 4. The iPhone 4, on the other hand, was released on June 24, 2010. This model was the first iPhone to have a front-facing camera. At the time, Apple didn't know that selfies would eventually take over the world. The iPhone 4 also got a Retina display and 512 megabytes of memory, unlike the iPhone 3GS, which only had 256 megabytes of memory. The iPhone 4S, released on October 14, 2011, had a camera with 8 megapixels from 5 megapixels of the previous model. Apple also introduced the 64 gigabyte storage option, but kept the memory at 512 megabytes, and video could be recorded in 1080p. And wait for it, Siri was introduced here. iPhone 5. During the release of the iPhone 5 on September 21, 2012, Apple sold 5 million in the first week alone. The cameras stayed the same, but memory storage was boosted to 1 gigabyte. From the 3G connectivity of the previous models, iPhone 5 boasted LTE connectivity. Moreover, Apple introduced the Lightning connector with the iPhone 5, and the screen got bigger for the first time. All previous generations' displays were 3.5 inches, but the iPhone 5 was 4 inches. iPhone 5S and iPhone 5C. Both of these iPhones were released on September 20, 2013, and Apple was able to sell 9 million units in the first week of sales. The iPhone 5C was meant to be slightly more affordable and also had a plastic shell that was available in 4 different colors, but not much else was different. The iPhone 5S, on the other hand, introduced Touch ID, dual flash, and slow motion video. It also included the M7 Motion coprocessor, which opened a new realm of possibilities and also helped save battery life. iPhone 6 and 6 Plus. The iPhone 6 and 6 Plus models were released on September 19, 2014. The iPhone 6's internal specs were very similar to those of the iPhone 5S, except having a significantly larger screen, and even offering an even larger size called the 6 Plus. The Retina display became HD, and the option to get an iPhone with 128 gigabytes of storage became available. The amount of memory and camera remained the same. iPhone 6S and 6S Plus. The 6S model, released on September 19, 2015, basically looked the same, but Apple upgraded the iPhone 6S quite a lot. The camera made a huge leap forward to 12 megapixels. The memory was also doubled from 1 gigabyte to 2 gigabytes. However, after the iPhone 6 encountered some bending issues, Apple gave the iPhone 6S 7000 series aluminum to make sure that it never happened again. Moreover, 3D Touch was introduced. iPhone SE. The iPhone SE, released on March 31, 2016, had all the awesome internal specs of the iPhone 6S in a small package, but without the 3D Touch. Overall, the iPhone SE was introduced as a more affordable option that people really loved. iPhone 7 and iPhone 7 Plus. On September 16, 2016, Apple finally dropped the 16 gigabyte base model option, with iPhone 7 and iPhone 7 Plus base models starting at 32 gigabytes of storage and going up to 256 gigabytes. The iPhone 7 Plus proved to be more popular than previous Plus models due to its new dual camera and portrait mode, a software update that let iPhone 7 Plus users take impressive photos using depth of field. In these models, Apple removed the headphone jack, which created an uproar among avid iPhone users. Apple introduced its wireless AirPods at the same event and announced it was eliminating the headphone jack. iPhone 8 and 8 Plus. The iPhone 8 and 8 Plus, which were released on September 22, 2017, introduced wireless charging with the glass cover on the back of the iPhone. The camera has upgraded tools for editing and filtering images. The True Tone display improved the viewing experience by automatically reducing blue light exposure. iPhone 10. The iPhone 10 was released on November 3, 2017, 10 years after the original iPhone. The iPhone 10 included an extra front-facing camera that let users take amazing selfies in portrait mode. The iPhone 10 included portrait mode for the front-facing camera, which is an amazing feature for selfie-loving individuals. iPhone XS and XS Max. Apple announced the XS and XS Max at its September 2018 event in the Steve Jobs Theater. These models were well named, as they were definite upgrades along the lines of the iPhone 10. Both models had a front-facing camera for portrait mode selfies. The biggest upgrade might be the smallest. The A12 Bionic chip increased the processing power while decreasing battery drain. iPhone XR. During the same event in 2017, Apple announced the iPhone XR, which was released the following year on October 26, 2018. Since it was said to be the cheaper of the new models, quite a few people decided to wait for the XR to be available. These iPhones were smaller than the XS and XS Max, but with the Liquid Retina HD display, the difference wasn't too noticeable. This model also had a front-facing camera and was made available in more colors than the XS or XS Max. Which iPhone model is your favorite? Let us know in the comments section below. iPhone 11. The iPhone 11, released on September 20, 2019, featured a 6.1-inch Liquid Retina display and came in 6 crisp colors. The most exciting addition may have been the second camera on the back of the 11, both 12 megapixels, and offered wide and ultra-wide lenses. iPhone 11 Pro and iPhone 11 Pro Max. The iPhone 11 Pro and iPhone 11 Pro Max were released on the same date as the iPhone 11. The iPhone 11 Pro was perfect for Apple customers looking for a smaller phone with a top-of-the-line display. The 5.8-inch Super Retina XDR display was Apple's most crisp and clear to date. This phone featured not 2, but 3 12-megapixel HDR camera lenses, offering wide, ultra-wide, and telephoto lenses. The iPhone 11 Pro Max, on the other hand, was Apple's largest and most expensive phone of 2019. The display was Apple's Super Retina XDR, as with the iPhone 11 Pro, but sized at 6.5 inches. Other features are the same as the iPhone 11 Pro, except for the size. The second generation iPhone SE. The 2020 iPhone SE, released on April 24, 2020, is the second of its kind and was greatly appreciated by those who prefer smaller iPhones. The second generation SE offered many of the features of Apple's most expensive iPhones, including an A13 Bionic chip, an advanced camera system with portrait mode and depth control, high-definition video, wireless charging capability, and a long battery life. iPhone 12 Mini. The iPhone 12 Mini, released on November 13, 2020, was a thin and incredibly light smartphone that measured just 5.4 inches and included the new, powerful A14 Bionic chip for a considerable boost in performance over previous models. It also featured Apple's latest Super Retina XDR OLED display and other camera upgrades, but still came with a dual lens arrangement. The only notable differences between the iPhone 12 Mini and the iPhone 12 were that the Mini was smaller and had an estimated battery life that was 2 hours shorter than that of the larger iPhone 12. iPhone 12 and iPhone 12 Pro. The iPhone 12 and iPhone 12 Pro were both released on October 23, 2020. The 6.1-inch iPhone 12 had the same features, camera specs, and processing is the same as the iPhone 12 mini, except that it was estimated to have a 17-hour video playback compared to the iPhone 12 mini's 15 hours. This mid-range model also included a dual-lens camera, which was good enough for everyday users. The iPhone 12 Pro, on the other hand, boasted new camera features, including a triple lens arrangement like those of the iPhone 11 Pro models, but with LiDAR scanning, improved night mode, and enhanced zoom range and lens functions. Apple added RAW photos for superior pro editing capability and has included Dolby Vision up to 60 frames per second in the Pro models. iPhone 12 Pro Max. The iPhone 12 Pro Max was released on November 13, 2020, only less than a month after the iPhone 12 and iPhone 12 Pro release. The iPhone 12 Pro Max featured all of the benefits of the 12 Pro, but with some upgrades and a considerable size difference. The 6.7-inch Pro Max claimed an 87% improvement in the way it functions in low light over the iPhone 11 models and features 5 times zoom. iPhone 13. On September 24, 2021, Apple released the iPhone 13, iPhone 13 mini, iPhone 13 Pro, and iPhone 13 Pro Max models. The iPhone 13 runs on the A15 chip, which is an upgrade over the previous generation of iPhones, and the camera features some significant improvements, including cinematic mode, photographic styles, and battery life. The screen size remains the same at 6.1 inches. Like other models, the iPhone 13 mini runs on Apple's A15 Bionic chip, making it a powerhouse in a small package. Its battery life has improved up to an hour and a half a day over the iPhone 12 mini. Like other iPhone 13 models, the mini features big camera improvements and the most storage available of any mini model at a maximum storage capacity of 512 gigabytes. The iPhone 13 Pro features a 6.1-inch Super Retina XDR display with Pro Motion, but its big draw is the inclusion of a telephoto camera, in addition to the wide and ultra-wide cameras that come with the iPhone 13 and iPhone 13 mini. It comes with a LiDAR scanner for night mode photography and offers a 1 terabyte model for more storage than any iPhone has ever offered before. The iPhone 13 Pro Max offers everything the Pro does, but on a much bigger scale. Its screen is the same size as the iPhone 12 Pro Max, and it's a bit heavier and thicker than the previous models. Aside from a chip upgrade to the A15, the iPhone 13 Pro Max also gets an additional GPU for a total of 5. It also offers a 1 terabyte storage capacity option, and according to Apple, the battery can support up to 28 hours of non-stop video playback. Third generation iPhone SE. The 2022 iPhone SE 3, released on March 8, 2022, is the third of its kind and maintains the 4.7-inch Retina HD display and home button with Touch ID, harken back to the original iPhone SE, and with a similarly low price. The third generation SE offers many of the features of Apple's most expensive iPhones, including 5G, an A15 Bionic chip, an advanced camera system with portrait mode, depth control, high-definition video, deep fusion, wireless charging capability, and a long battery life. Subscribe for more of our videos if you enjoyed this one.